For the next question, what are the factors that contribute to your English language proficiency as a BS Ed learners? Miss Liamas?
Ah, para sa ako daghan kaayog mga factors nga nakatabang sa ako para maka-learn sa language no kana. Okay, let's talk about first the teacher factors. Grabe jud kay impact ang gidala sa among mga teachers, especially katong nagsugod na mi sa second year kay dito naman gud namo na meet ang mga bagtik nga teachers, and through them kanang naka-learn gyud mig kuano kanang naka-learn mig unsaon ang pagkuan sa English kay sa una among mga English is dili jud kaayo kuano kanang the way me mo pronounce, the way pod ang paggamit ang among grammar, ang among kuan kanang vocabulary gamay lang jud kaayo. Kung i-compare karon no lahi ra jud kaayo ang diferensya mao to nga grabe jud kaayo impact ang teacher factors ana nga mga kuan kay kuan man good kanang ang among mga teachers kanang willing sila mo correct kung unsa amo ang mga mali ana gyud, so naka-help jud pud na kaayog dako para sa mo. And then as an English major gud no, let's talk about also the literature number 2. Grabe gyud siya nga factor kay through literatures man god kanang willing gani ko nga magbasa daghanan which helped me really gyud kaayo nga ma-improve ang akong English kay through literature daghan na siya mahatag nga vocabulary, daghan na siya mga words nga makakuan sa imuha kung unsaon pag-pronounce ana while reading man good ma-improve yun ang imuhang English pud ana. And then also para sa ako because I love writing, lahi man gud kung mag-study pud ko kay kung mag-study ko kuanan jud ako nag-writing kay for me man gud kung mag-write ko is kanang naka-learn ko nagdaghan pa, and then murag mas maka-learn ko pag mag-write ko mo na para sa ko number 1 teacher factors, number 2 is like reading, and then literature, and then number 3 is writing. Mo nang mga factors nga naka-help sa ako ang while learning the language.
Thank you so much, Miss Liamas. How about you, Miss Florida? What is your idea on about what are the factors that contribute to your English language proficiency as a BSED learners?
Okay, so I think there are a lot of factors that contribute contribute my English language proficiency. Although I can say that I'm not that so proficient in English, but I believe with what Miss Liama said that the teacher factor is also one of the reasons why I'm proficient in English, because during it's in my first year sa third year first sem and second year, there are lots of reportings and kanang activities sa school which encourage me or naghagit sa ako to talk a lot more, especially in English, and kanang mo learn jud kung unsa ang kuan being proficient sa ato ang language which is kanang ang English. So that's it.
Thank you so much, Miss Florida. How about you, Mr. Lanzarote? What is your idea on what are the factors that contribute to your English language proficiency as a BSED learners?
Okay, so I strongly agree with your previous interviewees. So I agree with them that teacher factors are one of the factors that helps me a lot in terms of my language proficiency, especially in also one of the factors that helps me is in my environment, especially in the classroom setting. When I expose with my classmate who speaks a lot in using English language, so that's why it encouraged me to speak English as well. And I think by doing that, murag mas niyon sa pod ko, murag I can see na murag ni improve, o maybe dili kayo proficient when it comes in using English, pero I can see nga na improvement kinahitabo. I think that's it.
Thank you, Mr. Lanzarote. So, how about you, Mr. Austria? What is your idea on What are the factors that contribute to your English language proficiency as a BSL learners?
So as a BESED learner, there are several factors contribute to my English language proficiency. First, English speaking environment. I think as an English major, I was commanded by my instructors to speak English during our class, during our demonstrations, and during our oral activities. And I think also the second factor that I have been experienced is reading and writing, especially with, when my instructor when one of my instructor instruct us to write a poem, and also share the poem orally to our class. That could be the second factor. The last factor is kanang having a meaningful conversation to your colleagues. That is an example of communication skills. So, if you are communicating to other people and you are going to communicate with them meaningfully, and I think that enhances your communication skills using the English language. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Austria. So, for you, Mr. Palacio, what are the factors that contribute to your English language proficiency as a BSED learners?
The factors that contributed to learning English, my classroom itself, in the classroom, no, as a BSED English student, we use English every day to deliver our lessons, to communicate with the teachers and my classmates. The English classroom, hello, tagnan ko ba? The English classroom helped me learn more words or mga phrases where my fellow classmates speak. Ma-share nila ilang knowledge sa ilang pagkuan sa pag-istorya sa English, using English, and ma-integrate na ko na siya kung kagalingon to build up more vocabulary and knowledge about speaking English.
Okay, thank you for your insightful explanation, Mr. Palacio. So, how about you, Miss Corato? What are the factors that contribute to your English language proficiency as a BSED learners?
Okay, so let's start with my, high school days. When I was a high school student, I am a reader of Wattpad, which helps me to learn English, especially when I read books that is in English. And when I was in college level, as I took this course, the factors here are the teachers and those activities that they are given to us, especially in reporting, because when you are reporting, you are learning at the same time, and then you are going to practice. When you practice, you speak English because the teachers want you to speak English. And for another reason is the talking with the watching the movies and watching in YouTube nga mga vloggers that speak English, makahelp na sila in honing your vocabularies and English communication skills, of course, ingana siya. So those are the factors from me.
How about you, Mr. Bernaldo? What are the factors that contribute to your English language proficiency as a BSED learners?
As a BSED learner, the things that affects my English speaking skills is reading a lot of books. First is reading a lot of books, and then mostly talaga yung nag-contribute jud is kaning watching movies gani nga na. Watching movies, since movies are on subtitles with second language, which is English. So kung sige kog tanog movies, makakatan po kog istorya ag English, even though wala ko kasabot kung sa wow kabalo unsay pasabot dato ilahang dialogues. Pero ang pinakadakog factor is about reading jud. Reading a lot of stories, a lot of articles and books or kaning mga research papers. And because of that, nadala na ko ang habit in reading into college, and since then my English proficiency or my English skills has been developed.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bernaldo. So, for you, Miss Perez, what are the factors that contribute to your English language proficiency as a BSED learners?
So, the factors that contributed to my proficiency as a BSED learner, no, is first is during my high school days. So those are the for me, those are the crucial years for my learning, for learning the language, because on that stage man good is it will kanang mahon diha gani mahon imuhang kanang skill ana nga language. Kay in my high school days manggod is we have this what we call speech laboratory, and our English teacher kanang will brought us there every twice a week in speech laboratory to test our proficiency, or to develop our skills in language learning. So from that tungod ato kanang murag na practice nako ang the way how I pronounce the words, the vocabularies, kanang those nga kanang gibuhat sa teacher kadto siya nga from that sa pana tungod ataw kanang from that in that way kadto nga pamaagi nga na kuan may permi sa kanang speech lab is we are exposed to kanang using speech laboratory. Mas na practice na mo ang amuang pag-speak sa language kadto nga time. So dito ko mas na-expose ang pagka kuan sa English, kanang mas na embrace na mo kung sa kanang ganing ang mga lapses nga mali dayto siya nga akong pronunciation ato, mali dayto ang words nga ako ang ginayuse nga. So dito ko mas managsugod dito nag-start ang kuan sa language sa kanang language sa English language. So pagabot diri sa college, medyo dili na kayo bag-o sa dili na kayo kuan sa ang uban na words, though na ang kuan is kanang najud koy kanang lack sa pagkuan, kay dili ko fluent in speaking. I'm just kuan sa writing. In writing, mas musugot pa ko pasulatan ako. Pero dili kay ko kuan in speaking the language. Dili kay ko kanang fluent ko di pa kuhanas, because kuan kanang medyo wala na sa namagud ko fear. So usahay ma-intimidate ko sa uban nga magtanaw sa ko mag-speak sa language. So bragi nga na siya naka-apekto sa ko. And yet I'll just add katong experience nako during my work in kanang call center. So nadyo siya factor nga nakuan sa ko kay during that time nga nagwork ko as a call center agent for short time ra po to, mga 6 months, and I already learned nga kanang kuan, grabe gyud ay ang environment maka-affect sa imuhang proficiency sa pag-use ana nga language. Kay because pag-use na ka kanaganing naanad ka magamit ana nga language, mas kanag yung ding makuan gyud nimo siya, kanang ma-practice na gyud nimo siya, dili na ka magduha unsa imong istorya, dili na ka magduha unsa imong idea nga kuan, basta kay kung unsa lang mo gawa sa imong mouth mo na jud to, kay wala naman ka, dili man ka ma-intimidate na, di naman ka maglisod. So mora to siya mga factors nga naka-affect sa ko as a Bisayad learner.
Thank you for your insightful explanation, Miss Perez.